I got you. Nah, we started off a little late today. My bad. It was a rough go after last night. Bellator card ended late, so it is what it is. You know what's good. If you're new to the programming, my name is Gaff. I am your host here on this here podcast. We talk about boxing, MMA news, and everything in between. So, without further ado, let me just have you guys like and subscribe. If you've seen me before, you probably see me here, or you've seen me on the main card minute working with Luke. We do a couple live streams and watch alongs for MMA, Bellator, Dana White's Contender Series, that type of thing. So please check us out. Please like and subscribe. Scan the QR codes below, and it will automatically subscribe you to those channels. If not, here are my handles for YouTube, for Instagram, for TikTok, for everything you can find me. Please tune in, like, subscribe. One more round fights. If you have any wins, please don't hesitate to email the show. I want to see those wins you got. So email us at one more round fights at gmail.com. Please like and subscribe. We're growing. People starting to like the content. Just saying. Just saying. But without further ado, let's start the show, baby. All right. First up, we got Burns versus Brady. What a card that was. What a card that was. What a card. Let's start off with Burns and Brady. Okay. So Sean Brady beats Gilbert Burns in a unanimous decision. I completely was on the Burns side of that. I had him in my high risk parlay. Really thought Burns had one more juice squeeze in him. He doesn't. Seems to be the end of the road for Gilbert Burns. What is that? 3 in a row? Yeah, three losses in a row for Gilbert Burns. Lost to Bilal, Jack Della Maddalena, and Sean Brady, all contenders, all surgers, all either at the top or going there. And the only people he did beat was Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and Tyron Woodley. If you closed your eyes and told me those names, I would ask you what year it was, and I would probably guess 2020 or 2018. So yeah, those wins are pretty old now. He doesn't have any wins over anybody actually good anymore. So yeah. But moving on to better and brighter futures, let's go on to my man Sean Brady. Dominant win, piecing up Gilbert Burns with the hands, easily taking him down when he wants to, pushing him up against the fence using that upper body strength he's got. He unanimous decisioned him 50-45, 50-45. And one judge gave him Gilbert a round going 49-46. But in my eyes, should have been 50-45 across the board because Sean Brady handily proved that he should be at least the top sixer. He should be taking Gilbert Burns' number. Gilbert Burns is 6. He was 8 prior to this fight. He should be taking that spot at 6 or moving Colby Covington down from 5 to 6 and taking a top 5 spot. So Sean Brady may be a top 5 contender now at the UFC's welterweight division. So keep a look eye out for him. Didn't get the finish here, but Sean Brady, does he get a lot of finishes? He's got 3 knockout wins, 5 submission wins, and now 9 decision wins. So yeah, half of his fights go by decision. So it's kind of what we expected. We didn't even expect the win over Gastelum to be a Kimura. It was supposed to be a decision, but he ended up pulling it out on him. So yeah. Good on Sean Brady. He looked good in this fight. And after the fight, you'd think he'd call out some good, let me see what the rankings are. Let me see what these goddamn rankings is, all right. UFC's welterweight division. The top 5 is Colby Covington, Jack Della Maddalena, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Kamaru Usman, and Leon Rocky Edwards. He did call out Covington, saying that he would murder him anytime that they fight. He would run him over. So I like that fight for him. He's already probably going to be ranked above him after this fight, unless there's some crazy Colby Covington bias going on. But he should be taking that 5 spot. So fighting down shouldn't be something he wants. Jack Della Maddalena is on the IR currently, healing that arm still. Shavkat's ready to fight, but nobody wants to fight him. Usman might be moving to middleweight. He doesn't know what he wants to do, but he's still jibber jabbering over at Muhammad, thinking he's going to get a title shot off of a loss. So we don't know what's happening there. Maybe we'll get him and Edwards 4 going. But Leon Edwards as well just lost his title fight. He's not getting an immediate rematch after that. So yeah, leaves it kind of wide open for guys like Shavkat or Sean Brady. So maybe we have a Shavkat Sean Brady title eliminator, and then that guy fights Muhammad, because Muhammad has been saying he doesn't want to fight too early, maybe not fighting at the end of this year, may hold off. So we'll see what happens with that. Welterweight getting real interesting with players like Michael Venom Page, Joaquin Buckley, Michael Morales, Ian Machado Gary, another person that Sean Brady called out. So Ian Machado Gary would be a fun fight too. Another good prospect fight. I would love a fight between Sean Brady and Jack Della Maddalena, or Sean Brady and Ian Machado Gary, just like to prove who the real number one contender of the young guys is, because Shavkat obviously deserves that title shot. It's just when Bilal wants to take that, because if Bilal's trying to fight anybody else down there, I'm gonna be like, Bilal, what are we doing, Papa? Like, Magny's still ranked in welterweight, and you're calling him out. What are you doing? Nah, he wouldn't do that. But you guys get the gist. Man, I just didn't see that coming. Brady wins, unanimous. Lose my parlays. Lose my high risk parlays. The regular parlay cash. We'll go over that later. But lose my high risk parlays, and I lost all my Bellator parlays. So yeah, but before we get into that, let's get into the rest of UFC Vegas 97. There was a lot going on there. A lot of good fights on the card. Let's go top to bottom. Nataliasilva, what a win. Taekwondo, using those push kicks, using those punches, making Andrade chase her around, hitting her with some nice shots, never getting taken down, never getting put up against the fence for too long. It was a masterclass performance, proving she belongs in the top 8, top 7 of women's flyweight. So that was a great fight. Had her in the parlay that cashed. Then we had a catchweight fight. Kyle Nelson missed weight and looked like it because he got elbowed up against the fence by Stevegarcia, and that sound was menacing. So Stevegarcia, what a win, dude. What you got in them elbows? Adamantium? You an Avenger too? What was that? Jeez, I'll take it. Cash the parlay. And then we had Cody Durden, Matt Schnell. It was looking like a nice war. These boys were going at it. That was a fight night contender if it went the whole way. But Schnell putting some hands on Durden. These boys willing to exchange the entire fight, throwing crazy hooks, getting in and out, just trying to land. It looked like Schnell took round 1. Durden was starting to look gassed, starting to get his some marks on his face. And then out of nowhere, Schnell winning again in round 2. Decides to take a shot. He shot on a wrestler. Made no sense. Got his neck caught. Submitted. Front choke. Done. I think it was a front choke turned into a darce. But yeah. Schnell, a ninja choke. Sorry. It was a ninja choke. So Schnell loses in 29 seconds into the round 2. 29 seconds. He shot 29 seconds. He probably shot about 20 seconds into the fight for no reason. Didn't get a shot landed on him. Didn't look tired. For no reason, shot in there and got caught. This is what little mistakes do in MMA, people. And then big upset of the night for me. Yanal Ashmus defeated Trevor Peek, killing my parlay as well. It was already dead. Well, it died because of burns in the end. But Trevor Peek, terrible IQ, fighting Yanal Ashmus. No offense to him, but not an exciting fighter in any way. Does nothing spectacular and just put it on Trevor Peek. Just pushed him up against the fence. Just took him down. Just didn't let him back up. Just didn't let him get his game going. And Trevor Peek, all he had to do was not get into these clinch exchanges up against the fence, break away and start throwing, because when he landed, he was making Ashmus get hurt. But, IQ out the window and Ashmus wins. What can you do? Chris Padilla, it was the main card minute pick of the night. That was a plus 200 dog. We all took him. Free money, baby. Nice TKO win. Had a very beautiful right elbow right over the top up against the fence. His opponent thought it was an eye poke, almost finished it right there, but then stayed up, took a couple more shots. The doctor steps in to take a look at it. They said he can't continue. It basically looked like a giant mouse over his eye. I believe it was his left eye on our right. And it was just nasty. Chris Padilla would love to see him in a nice fight next. That was a beautiful win. Thank you for the free money, buddy. And then the rest of the card wasn't really particularly exciting. We had Dulgarian Marat. He had an arm triangle choke in the second round. He looked like he had done whatever he wanted to him the whole fight. He just on top, wrestling the crap out of him. Never let him get anything going. I'd be surprised if he landed 10 strikes on Dulgarian. Lima defeated Felipe Santos. Pretty much beat him everywhere, against the fence, on the ground, on the feet. So Gabriel Santos defeated Yiza, another unanimous decision, beat him up everywhere, got a 30-26 in there. That's how two 30-26s. That's how dominant that was. Jacqueline Amorim defeated Vanessa Demopoulos. Nice submission armbar in the first round. Did what she needed to do in there. Factory X took the loss. You know, stuff happens. Andreipetroski beat Dylan Budka. I thought this was going to be a finish. The guy looked like he was going to go to sleep on the scale, fall over, keel over, do all that. And I thought it was an easy Petrosky win. He had the momentum of a camp like the one Joe Pyfer and Sean Brady come from. So I thought this was tailor-made for him to get his signature win. And he just wrestled Budka against the fence, landed some shots, was happy to control and secure the victory in the most boring way possible. But good on him. That was a catchweight fight at 188.5 because Budka did miss weight. So we had two catch weights on this card, 188.5 for them and 148.5 for the Garcia Nelson fight. And then Nathan Fletcher beat Zigimantas Ramaska. This was a rematch from a couple of weeks ago. It was supposed to be on the tough card. Nathan Fletcher was looking real bad with some staph, looking terrible on the scales. They decided to reschedule for a couple of weeks later. Zigimantas Ramaska will regret that again. This is the second time it bit him in the ass because he loses to Nathan Fletcher by an arm triangle choke in the second round. The last time he decided to let his opponent fight after missing weight, it was Myron Santos. And then he ends up getting pulled out of his fight because of an injury. And Myron Santos goes on to beat somebody else on his team and goes on to win the Ultimate Fighter. So what a terrible decision by Zigimantas. He may be rethinking his strategy for next time and saying, hey, if my opponent misses weight, I'm just going to take the money, say, fuck you. As he should, because your current game plan ain't working for you, my boy. It ain't. Just ain't. And that is the rest of the UFC card. I'll show you the picks that hit later. But we got to move on. We are moving 15 minutes in. See, good pacing. We're moving on to Bellator. Bellator Champions Series 4 happened this weekend. Nice, pretty card we had going for us. A lot of good fighters on the card. We had a lot of Slavs on there. I shouldn't say it like that. We had a lot of Russian fighters, a lot of people from Eastern Europe on the card. And it was very top heavy. I'm not going to lie to you. That prelim card, if I didn't tell you guys who to watch, you probably wouldn't have watched. So you're welcome. Even though there were minus 700 favorites, whatever, dude, you're still welcome. Giving you free game. Shut up. So yeah, let's just quickly go over the prelim card. I gave you guys Josh Hokit and Bryce Meredith. They both ended up winning. Submission by armbar in round 2 for Josh Hokit, and submission by rear naked choke in round 1 for Bryce Meredith. I wish you could bet the props on them, but they are on the prelims on a Bellator/PFL card, so they do not let you take those, unfortunately, anywhere you want to. Luckily, Bellator you can actually take on FanDuel. PFL you cannot take on FanDuel. But Bellator you can do on FanDuel as well as DraftKings. So I had a parlay going. Obviously died, but yeah. And Ashley Thinner defeated Aisha Cortez, TKO punches. I thought Aisha Cortez was gonna Asia Cortez was gonna do well. I thought she was gonna win that fight, but she didn't have it in her that night. I thought Herman Tirado was gonna win as well. He loses to Masayuki Kikuori. TKO body kick and punches in round 3 just couldn't last. At least the overhit, because it was a stoppage at 2 minutes and 54 seconds of round 3. Crazy. And then the last prelim fight, some people thought it was a robbery. Some people thought the right decision was made. Jordan, not human Newman, defeats Imaf Shafi Aliyev. Newman was actually my sneaky picks. He ends up winning. You're welcome. Yeah, he just uses wrestling. He's a college wrestler, collegiate wrestler, very decorated. And he did his thing. He used it to stay on his feet. He used it to try to take his opponent down and get some control here and there. So, good on him. Jordan Newman should be getting a good fight next in Bellator if he decides to go to PFL, which I don't think he should, because with a wrestling heavy game, elbows need to be used. Let's just be honest here. So PFL would not be good for his career. I feel like the people that tend to do best in PFL are boxers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, because jiu-jitsu practitioners do not have to take elbows on the ground, so they're safer in a lot of areas. And boxers are not really used to throwing elbows anyway. They'd rather extend, get you on the inside, extend with punches on the outside and get you on the inside with hooks and uppercuts. So they tend to do better in the PFL, as you can see why guys like Clay Collard do so well. Guys like Jesus Pinedo do so well. Guys like Brent Primus do so well in there, because they're not having to take as many elbows on the ground. They're just having to look for punches. So yeah, something to keep in mind if you're a young fighter out there. If you don't like elbows and you're okay with not having to use them, PFL's your spot. And to go over the main card, kind of quickly, Jorah Vazian defeats Yancy Medeiros. He wrestled him everywhere. Yancy looked old. Yancy looked slow. Yancy looked like he should retire. Yancy looked like he was there for a check. No offense to him, but yeah. And then women's flyweight, we got a contender. I was telling you guys, Sumikoinaba. What's up? Nice TKO win, round 2. People were thinking she lost round 1. I did not see that at all. I thought she pieced her up in round 2. Even when she did get taken down, she got back up. The girl didn't do anything with it. So Sumiko, in my opinion, won round 1, pieces her up with a beautiful series of elbows against the fence in round 2. Drops her opponent, hammers her down, just keeps throwing strikes at her, wins the fight. Thank you, Sumiko. We cash it, baby. Love you. And then worst fight of the night, Aaron Jeffrey versus Douglas Lima. Aaron Jeffrey just wrestles him the whole time, just landing these little baby rabbit punches. Doesn't even put a mark on Lima. It doesn't hurt Lima even for a quarter of a second this entire fight, but we give him the unanimous decision win. He got cut viciously in the first couple of strikes that Douglas Lima lands, bleeding all over the place. Probably lost a pint of blood in the first round. Just wrestles, stays on top for a little bit, but Lima gets back to his feet, lands some strikes. Round 2, Lima piecing him up again, opening that cut right up again. Doesn't even get taken down once. Every single time, Aaron Jeffrey just pushes up against the fence, lands a couple knees to his knees, tries to take him down, shucked off. I think he was 0 for 6 in that round. Round 3, looks like Douglas Lima doesn't have it anymore. Gets taken down, kind of stays the rest of the round on his back. They give it to Aaron Jeffrey. Unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 29-28. Kills the parlay. The only one to die. The only one to kill everything. Douglas Lima. Should have won that fight, in my opinion, but whatever. Screw the judges. And then lorenzlarkin, beautiful punch to knock out Levon Chikeli. Not good for the Georgians, especially with next week's fights. Ugh. But lorenzlarkin names himself the number 1 contender for a welterweight title fight in Bellator. Knocks out Levon Chikeli 1 minute and 53 seconds into round 1. Beautiful KO. Addresses the crowd afterwards. Emotional. Beautiful. I can't wait to see what he does in his title shot. That's going to be a fun fight. And I can't wait to see it. And then the main event of the evening, Usman Nurmagomedov puts on a masterclass against Alexander Shabliy. Unanimous decision win, 50-45, 49-46, 49-46. I think people thought Shabliy won round 4, maybe 5, but I think it was 4. And yeah, Usman wins again. Doesn't do a call out at the end. But what he does call out is that he wants to fight in Abu Dhabi. They tried to push AJ McKee, said he was in the crowd saying, does he want to fight him? Doesn't even mention AJ's name. And then just says he wants to fight in Abu Dhabi. So all signs point to that AJ McKee will be fighting for a title in Bellator against Usman Nurmagomedov, like he said he would in the future, in Abu Dhabi, in the Middle East. We'll see what happens. Bellator, you got some fun fights cooking up. Aaron Jeffrey at middleweight, screw that guy. He's not a contender. That was a terrible performance. I don't even know how he got the win. Whatever. Maybe I'm just sour because I lost the bet, but whatever. And yeah, that concludes the Bellator portion of the evening. Let's check out some comments. Lazy Bed, what's good? Let's go, Gap. Let's go, Gap. What's good? Main card minute, what's good? Let's go. You already know. And what we got here? Missed all of Bellator, but good call on Larkin and Usman by decision. Took them in a parlay plus 230. Good cash, baby. Good cash. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. People follow my channel, making money. Making money. All right, yeah. I guess that does it for the UFC Bellator portions. Was there more MMA this weekend? Is there more stuff to talk about? Yes, there is. We had one championship, 168. Couple big things happened this weekend. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. You revolutionized MMA for all of us. You brought video gaming into MMA. You brought weeb personalities into MMA. You made the little guy powerful. Thank you for everything you did for the UFC and for one championship. You're a king. I'm glad for everything you do in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, gi, no gi, all that. Thank you, Mighty Mouse. You deserve this retirement. You deserve to ride off into the sunset. You don't need to fight again. You've proved nothing. You've proved that you're one of the GOATs. Okay? You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Thank you, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Congrats on your retirement. Retires at the event despite not fighting on the card. So, yeah, that happened this weekend. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, former UFC flyweight champion with the longest reigning title defenses. One championship champ as well. Mighty Mouse retires. At the event, John Haggerty was knocked out in the very first round by an elbow from Sukerlek Kiat Mu 9. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm just gonna feel it out. Sukasan or Kwagmwang TKO's Liam Harrison in the second round. The fair-skinned not doing so well over at one, getting just flattened. My lord. Yeah, and Shamil Erdogan TKO's Ong La Song in the second round. Ong has been doing that great in the last few years. He used to be a hammer. He used to be a two-weight champion over one championship, but these days, MMA isn't great to the old. That's why Demetrius was like, you know what? Let me get out of here, man. I'm small, and the small guys don't do well late. That's usually reserved for the heavyweights. You can win at 40. You can win at your late 30s. The little guys, they tend to be aging out at like 33. Stuff's rough. But besides that, John Lineker got another KO win, another second round KO for John Lineker. He may be marching towards a title shot soon, so we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, I just want to quickly go over a little one championship. They had the Friday fights, so just in case you missed that, I just wanted to drop that off for you guys. And let's move on to BKFC. BKFC 65 happened. Wow. Christine Ferreira keeps her flyweight title with a split decision win over Jade Masan Wong. What a fight. It was a war. These girls were going back and forth. Nobody knew who was going to win. It was, yeah, she almost lost that title, man. She almost lost that title, but she gets to keep it. And, that sets up another title fight in the future. When something's that close, you got to set up another one, You have to. Jeremy Stevens gets a signature win, uses these bombs, hardest hitting featherweight. Conor McGregor called him out even before the fight, saying a future BKFC fight would be good with the who the fuck is that guy. I'd love to see that. Jeremy Stevens beats a ranked opponent as well. So depending on the number next to his name after this, they might throw him in for a title shot. Maybe he'll have to fight one more person. I could see him fighting somebody like what's his name? He used to fight UFC. He lost to Connor. Hold on, I got this. I get this. He also lost to Aldo in the title fight. He was wearing the American flag. He got popped a few times. What was his name? Chad Mendes. So I could see a Chad Mendes, Jeremy Stevens title eliminator. I could see a Jeremy Stevens versus it doesn't matter. Anyways, Jeremy Stevens should either fight for a title eliminator next or fight for the title straight up. And then if he wins that, his future fight against Connor and BKFC, which nobody actually thinks is gonna happen, but hey, it would be cool if it did. That would be set up. So yeah, let's hope we get something like that in the future. We are now almost 30 minutes into the show. We are done with the news portion of the evening. You got your news. You got it. There you go. Go enjoy football if that's all you wanted. Get out of here. But you, the guy that's trying to make money, the guy that's trying to get this, the guy that's trying to see what I did last week and replicate that for next week. Come here. I got something for you. Let's see the comments real quick. Honorary shout out to Jeremy Stevens on BKFC Friday night. Anyone that mentions spitting on that thing and butt cheeks is good with me. His post-fight speech was legendary. It was legendary. Taz is here. Welcome, Taz. I feel so bad that McGregor fired Barry. Yeah, I didn't think that was a real thing, but I guess I guess that happened. Because we haven't heard shit about him, right? And then Taz says, Mendes is so damn thick, man. Damn, yeah, he's a big boy. But imagine those two throwing bombs at each other. Just imagine Jeremy Stevens and Chad Mendes throwing some fucking hammers at each other. That would be such a fun fight. Even Eddie Alvarez against Jeremy Stevens. Yeah, I know. All right, let's get over to my favorite part of the week real quick. Before we get into picks, let's just show off what we got under the hood with this week's wins. Yeah. I hope you followed the Instagram. I'm sorry if you followed the Bellator picks. I'm sorry. I did my best. Douglas Lima tried, I guess. He floundered in that third round. We almost had it. We were this close. It would have been a legendary week. The high risk and the regular Bellator parlay would have hit, and then the regular UFC parlay would have hit. But turns out only the regular UFC parlay hit. So yeah. This is the parlay that hit. It was Petroski, Gabriel Santos, nataliasilva, stevegarcia. If you put that in, good on you. Plus 297. You're welcome. If you take the high riskers, which not a lot of people do, not a lot of people like to take high risk parlays, but I throw them out there in case I got some degens like me. But if you did take those, my apologies this week. I will cook something better up. We're gonna make some fucking money this weekend. We got 3 major events happening. We got O'Malley. We got UFC at the Sphere 306. We got Canelo Berlanga. We got Bellator Champions Series 5. It was supposed to be Edwards versus Eblin, but that got canceled. So now we have McCourt versus, I think, like Simon or something like that. And we have Simeon Powell versus Xavier, whatever. So you already know who I'm going with. If I know their names, that's who's winning. Yeah. So let's go over some more UFC wins. Another nice little win. Nice little Steve Garcia and nataliasilva. I doubled down on the parlay that already hit. So I threw in for it. Petroski and Santos already hit. I was like, fuck it. This is gonna hit anyways. So let me throw in a little bit more. Threw 100 on Steve Garcia and nataliasilva. End up winning a little bit more. Plus 104, baby. I'm a savage. I know. I'm a savage. But I gotta do what I gotta do. You hear me? I gotta do what I gotta do. Shout out to the main card minute, giving us a nice Chris Padilla win. I should have put more on it. I was like, let me just win $50 on this. I should have put $50 on it, honestly. Should have won me a nice little 250, little 300. But yeah, next time Luke gives me a nice sneaker like that, nice little sneaky pick, you bet your ass I might throw half a unit, full unit on that. You bet your pretty little ass it's gonna happen. Some more UFC parlays. Yeah. I tripled down. I did it on FanDuel too. I was like, fuck it, another 75. Let's do it. Steve Garcia and Nataliasilva. Steve Garcia and Nataliasilva. Little minus. That was minus. It should have been plus, but hey, we still take the money. I was trying to get it to 150. 75 to make 150, but what can you do? What else did we hit? What else did we hit UFC wise? Yeah, so I had to hedge. My UFC parlays, a lot of them had Burns in it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get one straight on Sean Brady. I also took the main card minute mystery bet, which was Sean Brady TKO in rounds 4 or 5. It was over 3.5, but I took just rounds 4 or 5. And then I had to hedge. I had to go with my boy Brady for that. So I had to throw a nice little almost 2 units on it. Pay me a little half a unit back, whatever, just to get them parlays, just to get the money back from them parlays that I lost on Burns. So you know what you had to do. But again, the UFC parlay cash, bitch. Yeah. 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 Cash it. Cash it. Cash it. Cash it. Let's fucking go. Let's get this money, honey. And now on to Bellator. None of my Bellator parlays cashed because of Douglas Lima. He was my I really, really, really thought it was gonna be him and Larkin, like the old dogs coming back for title shots, like making runs. Turns out Larkin was the only guy. Thank you, Larkin. I appreciate you. I did throw in Jeffrey on a little because I had to hedge since I had Lima and everything. So I threw one parlay with Jeffrey, Larkin, Usman. That ended up cashing as well, plus 201. You know what the fuck is good. I didn't want to throw it out for the people because I already lost you money. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to throw you mixed signals. So when I threw that in, Lima hadn't lost yet, obviously. So I was like, let me. I got to cover my ass. I got to cover the funds. Okay, you see how much I be throwing out here. I got to make sure I don't walk out of here broke. So I had to do this. I had to do it. Look what I got Usman at too, minus 535. He was at minus 370 or minus 420. So he just kept growing over the night. And same thing with Aaron Jeffrey. He kept growing. So I was like, all right, let me throw in this parlay before it gets too far apart. Minus 230 against a former champion and you have no signature wins is crazy to me. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, I did another one. I did that thing. I did one on FanDuel too. I gotta look out for me. I gotta look out for number one, guys. I got to. So I just, jumped back in after that Lima loss. I was like, let me just try to make a little money back. Did a little Larkin Nurmagomedov parlay. And it cashed, baby. Yes, the fuck it did. It cashed. So still made a little bit of my money back. And I had to go main event. I mean, just to make sure that I sprinkle a little bit more on top, I had to go main event on both platforms. So you already know I did it on DraftKings. Little almost $50 to basically double the money. And had to do it on a FanDuel as well. Had to do it. Yeah. Just had to. Super necessary. But yeah, that was your segment of this week's wins. You're welcome for anybody that cashed. Remember, if you want to send me those wins, show everybody how much you won. I'll put you up on the stream. Just email us onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. That is onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. That is onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. There you go, assholes. Let's get some money. All right. And now let's quickly go into some picks. We're 36 minutes in. Not too bad. I'm gonna let you guys go before football. Don't worry. We only got 15 minutes left. That's it. Let's get into UFC picks. We got UFC 306 at the Sphere this weekend, y'all. UFC Noche. You've been waiting for this. We have been waiting for this. Riyadh season Noche. Look at the card, y'all. Let's start from the bottom. I want to tease you. I want to edge you off before we get to the top. We got Raul Rosas Jr. event against Auri Keeling on the early prelims. Then we get to the prelim card. We got Edgar Shires versus Joshua Van, banger. Yasmin Yaregui versus Caitlin Souza, both hammers, banger. We got Ignacio Bahamondes versus Manuel Torres. Watch out for that fight. That's going to be a crazy fight. Hammer Bahamondes. Watch out. Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Irene Aldana, Mexican. Hands, baby. Watch out. You think she's losing to Norma Dumont, a Brazilian? No way. Come on. Then we got flyweight, Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne. I have completely lost faith in Ode Osborne. I don't think he will win on UFC Noche. I like him. New York fighter, Brooklyn. You know, I have no reason to go against him, but he lost to Jafel Fijo by rear naked choke. Asu Amabayev by a rear naked choke. I don't even know who Ronaldo Rodriguez is, but my money's probably going to be with him. And this fight is not going in the parlay at all. Then we have Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovic. Stay away. Both of these guys can win it. Then we got Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. You already know we going with Diego. Diego all day. I was going to do a fighter spotlight on him, but I'm trying to get in and out. I got shit to do today. It's football day. I got parlays to put in. So we're going to skip that. Maybe just do the fighter spotlight next week. It'll probably be Diego Lopez. It was going to be this week going into his fight against Ortega. I think he'll be coming out with a win. So I'll just do it next week. It's probably going to be either him or Ignacio Bahamondes. So we'll see what happens there. And then you already know who I'm rocking with. Grasso never won that second fight. She never won that second fight. Someone got paid to give a 10-8 in round 5 to lose Chevy the belt because it was a draw. Should have been a Chevy win. She should have her belt right now. She was robbed. Chevy was robbed. This shit ain't happening again. Shevchenko for the win. Let's get it. And then we have O'Malley Dvalishvilli. You know I'm a little man. I ride or die. Long Island, baby. Longo Weidman. Aljamain Sterling. Matt Frivola. The whole squad's here. We coming in. We wrestling O'Malley to the ground and we taking a belt. We are now plus money. Go get it, baby. Singles. We'll keep it out the parlay. Because we want to just enjoy the main event. We're gonna keep it out the parlays. We're gonna keep the 2 title fights at the parlays. Maybe just parlay the title fights. Little Chevy Dvalishvilli action looks sexy to me right now. She might be a dog too. So hey. These are my early picks right here. I'm gonna drop them on for you real quick. Raul Rosas, Ignacio Bahamondes, Irene Aldana, Diego Lopez. You could take it right now. It's probably what it's going to be at the end of the week. But yeah, that's the parlay. That's the parlay, baby. That's the one more round fights UFC 306 parlay. And then my other parlay will be Merab and Shevchenko. My high risk parlay will be all of them together, probably adding maybe Yasmin Yaregui in there. That might be the high risk. Yeah. But those are your picks for UFC 306. Get out of here. Let's move on to Bellator. Wait, hold on. Let me see a comment in here. McGregor versus Chandler happens at 310. I hope we get it before the end of the year. I know we won't now. But yeah, they're saying January. And 310 is slated for December 7th. Oh, yeah. So we're not getting that. I don't think so. I think we are getting that fight in January. So I'm thinking 311. 311 should be the time that we get McGregor versus Chandler. Yeah. But back to the picks. Bellator Champions Series 5. This card just got unbelievably weak. Like, I'm sorry, everyone. We just lost Evelyn Edwards. They're moving that fight to a different week, different month, all that. So there's not too much on the prelims or the main card. So I'm just going to give you my quick picks. Mark DeCasey is now in Bellator. Mark DeCasey is fighting Tim Wild. We are taking Mark DeCasey. Archie Colgan is fighting Manal Sousa. We are taking Archie Colgan. Simeon Powell is fighting Rafael Xavier. We are taking Simeon Powell. Sarah Collins is fighting Leah McCourt. We are taking Leah McCourt. Dara Kelly is fighting Dmitry Hirasenko. That one I'm a little worried about, but we are probably taking Dara Kelly. Okay. And then my other one that we're just maybe thinking about would be Kieran Clark over Zabenzi Ruiz. Those are the only ones. My low risk one will probably end up being Powell, DeCasey, Colgan, Kelly. My high risk one will probably end up being McCourt, Powell, DeCasey, Colgan, Trainer. I might just take the whole main and leave out Derek Kelly, because Derek Kelly will probably be a huge favorite anyways. He won't really get us any money, and the rest of those cards could go. The rest of those fights could go either way. Besides the Kieran Clark fight. So yeah, those are my Bellator picks. Just went over it quick. The card is incredibly weak. No offense. I mean, they lost the fight. They know it too. Well, we have a women's featherweight fight headlining the card, and only one of them means anything to anyone. I love you, Leah McCourt. Love you. Anyways, yeah. And these are my last picks of the week. We got Canelo versus Berlanga this week. I will be on the ground in Vegas. If you see me in Vegas, don't be afraid to say hi. One more round fights will be in Vegas. I won't be doing any shoots or anything. I'll just be covering the events. But yeah, I will be there. So let me give you any of my inside picks. I will be leaving Saturday so I could come home and place my bets. I'm that much of a degen. Yeah. I'm leaving Saturday morning, taking the earliest flight home so I get home by like 3 or 4. Then I am taking my Uber home. Hopefully I'll be home by like 5:30. Then I'll be watching the fights from New York and making money. I am not placing a single bet in Vegas because I won't be able to go cash it out at the sports book. So yeah. So let's quickly go over the Canelo Berlanga fight card. Let's go bottom to top. We got Steve Fulton versus Carlos Castro at featherweight. We're going with Steve Fulton there. We got Rolly Romero versus Manuel James. Obviously, we're going Rolly. Why the hell would we go with nobody? Come on. Then we got CalebPlant versus Trevor McCumbee. CalebPlant looks fired up for this one. He really doesn't like this guy. He really thinks this guy is biting off more than he could chew. So we will always go with CalebPlant. Now, the next fight is where we get a little worried, because we have Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia tends to underachieve in these big fights, but he's fighting an old Erislandy Lara for Erislandy Lara's middleweight title. I think Danny Garcia can do it. Problem is, he's not going in my parlay. Yes, no offense. Boxing odds are boxing fights are too. I think it's going to go to a decision. I don't see Danny Garcia finishing him. And so I don't trust the judges enough to put my money in their hands. So if anything, I'm going to take Danny Garcia decision just as a single. CalebPlant TKO for sure for me as a single. Rolly Romero TKO probably. And Stephen Fulton decision for me. That's what's happening in my book. Those are my singles. But for the main event, Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga for Alvarez's WC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles. Come on, people. Did you fucking, just because I'm from New York, you think I'm going with Berlanga? You think I'm that much of a no. Canelo, baby. Canelo TKO. They both said multiple times they're going in there to fucking bang. This is Mexican Independence Day. They're trying to put on a show for the people. If this does go to decision, I'll be astounded that Berlanga could take the shots that he does from Canelo. But yeah. Berlanga, 22-0, 17 KOs, 73-inch reach. Born in 97, Puerto Rican. Canelo Alvarez, obviously Mexican. Born July 18th, 1990, the day after my mom. Not the year, obviously. 5'7", so he's 5 inches shorter than Berlanga at 6'1". 70.5-inch reach to 73 inches, so not too much of a difference. And 65 total fights to Berlanga's 22. 39 of those being KOs. The only losses on his record, Floyd Mayweather. and Dimitri Bivol. Come on. Canelo people. You didn't even need, you probably left before I even gave you this pick. You're probably, yeah, I'm good. I know what I need. I'm good. I'm okay. We know what's happening. And those are my picks for the week. Enjoy those. I gave you a quick show today because your boys got shit to do. 45 minutes. I was late. I'm sorry. I apologize. I woke up late. I'm a human. Let me do me too. But I will get you guys content every Sunday. I will try my best to do it. Even when I got to pack and get ready to go off to Vegas, I got you back. Again, please follow us. Main card minute, one more round fights. Main card minute's me and Luke when we do the live streams with the watch alongs for fights. That is Luke's channel. He gives you picks plus money bets. One more round fights is my channel. I will give you news and picks, parlays for the weekend. Big parlays, because that's how I like to do it. Big money, big money, big money. And my handles are below. Please follow. That's where you'll get all my picks. I drop the parlays on the days of the fights. Just check me out. At least sometimes it'll come right before the prelim starts. Sometimes it'll come depending on if I'm putting any prelims bets in right before the main card. Sometimes they'll come early in the day. Just keep a lookout. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell. And yeah, I'll start putting them on YouTube too so you guys can see. If you do have wins, send them in. I want to see them. One more round fights at gmail.com. One more round fights at gmail.com. One more round fights at gmail.com. Sponsors. I say it every week. CBD sponsors. Reef. Planet 13. Wendy's. You know. Any of you guys. Sponsor me, baby. I like money. And I'll win you some too. I'll start making parlays based off you. This will be the fucking Taco Bell parlay. This will be the Reef parlay. This will be the Planet 13 parlay. Hey. I'm here. I'm clean shaven now. I'm ready to go. I got a nice little haircut. Come on. Come on. Dickheads, give me some fucking money. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. I'll put out some clips this week if I can. There's no guarantee that I will, just because I'll be so busy with fight week. I'll try to get some stuff done today and then put it out. But besides that, ain't nothing more for me to say. My name's Gaff. I'm your host. And enjoy UFC Noche. Enjoy Bellator Champions Series 5. Enjoy Canelo versus Berlanga. Enjoy any other regional fight, MMA, and boxing cards that you will see. And please come back. Tell your friends, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.